Hi, everybody. I'm Megan, and I'm here with my friend Steve. And we're really looking forward to this new series that we're doing on the freedom teachings in the Bible. And we're going to start with, at the beginning, actually, we're going to start with the story of the Garden of Eden that has been so distorted through mistranslation and through, generation after generation, teaching us these distorted things, disempowering us instead of empowering us to be the divine co-creators that we are. So, Steve, I'd love for you to talk a little bit about your experience with this story at the beginning of the Bible and how different it is than the translations that we've been given.
Yeah, I mean, a place to start is that we are being told through this biblical text in the original Hebrew that we are the creation,
Hmm.
are creative beings. We are part of a community of creative beings, whether we call them archangels, angels, they become the animal spirits, the plant spirits, the elemental spirits. That is the Garden of Eden. And the Garden of Eden, Gan Eden, is not some place that we have been thrown out of. It is within us, it's inside us. It's actually a part of what it means to be alive, joyfully creating
Hmm.
life as life with our companion spirits of,
Amazing.
yeah,
Full of life.
full of life. Yeah.
It's nothing about banishment or being evil or being sinful. It's about being alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. The distorted translation is that somehow we've disobeyed the divine and we've eaten from a tree that we were told exists, and if you eat from it, you will awaken. So the whole mistranslation contradicts itself, in my opinion. And the real translation is a revelation that you are the tree of life, and it is inside you, and the tree of knowledge, which is actually the tree of Da'at, if for anyone who understands a little bit of the Hebrew in Kabbalah, etc. Da'at means non-conceptual knowledge. Universal intelligence can be received and transmitted when our conceptual mind is not chattering away or
Yeah.
interpreting everything. So we stand in the present moment. And, I know you've had personal experience of feeling this living tree of knowledge of good and evil. And it's not, sorry, I want to emphasize, not good and evil. It is Tov
Right.
and Ra. Tov means to have the ability to hold a form of life, and Ra'ah means to release, to dissolve a form. So
Okay.
it's a flow. And so it's standing in the creative flow and not holding on to anything, not trying to identify with anything through the mind, but to
Mhm.
be free, spirited.
Okay. This is amazing because right in the very first story that we're told, if you can read it correctly and understand what it means, to stand inside the tree of life is, I'm doing this because that's how I feel it. Like I feel the trunk of the tree and then the branches alight with divine fire and then my roots, and it's all one continuous flow of energy. And that is such a revelation that we are the divine tree of life itself, full of life, full of renewal. And as you just explained, that Tov and Ra'ah are so different than what the concept is that we've learned about the tree of good and evil. What,
Yes, yeah.
what you're saying is it's standing in the middle of gnosis, which
Yes.
is the flow of life as it is being revealed moment to moment. And to me, that's like stepping into this regeneration chamber, which is us, that we are regenerating life if we know how to hold the not knowing. So this is like I would say it's the most important thing we need to know about ourselves, that we are the tree of life.
Yeah, and the word etz in Hebrew is tree. It also means spinal column.
Okay.
And the third thing it means is building blocks of life, which we call DNA today. So it's communion with the essence of
Mm.
in well, the intelligence of life, which through DNA we are able to see certain patterns.
Hmm.
Uh, Now, I know in certain scientific thinking, there's what they call junk DNA, but in the building blocks of life, there's no such thing as junk building blocks of life. It means that we haven't understood what we're looking at.
Okay.
And so this is very common in all wisdom traditions, what people now call indigenous wisdom, to be able to commune with serpents or, yeah, which represent the DNA.
Okay.
It's Kundalini
Hmm.
in modern
Hmm.
spiritual speak and Tantra, but all of this is in the biblical teaching.
Okay.
It's just been overlaid with these mistranslations. So
Well,
we're
and
literally awakening that power of creative life, which is also our sovereign sexuality as well. Yeah.
okay, so we're going to tackle in these first 10 sessions the overlay of, quote, sin, which shuts down, in my mind and my heart, it shuts down us having the possibility of just being inside the tree of life with all of this life rushing through us. So let's talk a little bit about how we're looking at sin, and because I want people to really get the idea of how they can work with that concept rather than the way we've been taught to work with it.
Yeah, it's a word in Hebrew called chata, and it's unfortunate that it's been translated as sin,
Right.
because that has a lot of guilt
Hmm.
complexes and
Yeah.
control complexes around it. So, chata in Hebrew has a lot of meanings. We're going to go into that obviously through the course, and one of the most important things to understand about it is to be able to hold the essence of the unified field and then let it go, release it.
Hmm.
And so it's about living synchronistically. The word hata means to purify yourself and to realize when you have made a mistake. Now, only you can know when you've made a mistake. No one else can know that.
Okay.
In the same, I'm talking about this in the sense of the soul.
Right. So if
And
you're
from
off track or you feel like you're not,
that,
speaking your
yeah,
truth
you're
or
not.
something.
Yeah. You feel something is amiss in your life, that you're not living your truth. It's
Okay.
your path. So
Yeah.
it means to miss your way. It means to
Hmm.
miss your essential way, which is
Okay.
known through initiation to you.
Okay. So it's helping us to get back on track rather than, that we're supposed to beat
Exactly.
ourselves up or feel guilty. It's just,
Yeah.
it's a way to kind of course correct and get back on your true path.
Yeah, exactly. Carrying around you guilt and self-flagellating and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Sorry, all of those things really are part of the problem. It means you're stuck
Yeah. Okay.
and you're repeating these images to yourself that you're not worthy or you're not good enough or you've done something unforgivable, all of that,
Yeah.
which keeps a person trapped.
Okay. Right.
So this is literally about releasing those um,
Freeing ourselves. Yeah.
emotionally charged thought forms. Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is so important because instead of going into the shadow side of what this means, we're going to be giving opportunities for everyone in the class to clear the old thought forms around sin and to
Yeah.
actually utilize it as a renewing force to get back on track. I mean, I want to know that, right? If I notice that I'm not speaking my truth or I haven't had good enough boundaries or I'm course correcting, I want to know how to get back on track.
Yes. So the techniques of awakening, really,
Mm.
we can call that, and staying spiritually speaking, staying awake.
Yeah.
Um, so we will obviously give people techniques, and we will be sharing experiences in the group
Yep.
of how we maintain this awakening.
Hmm.
Um, we can call it staying in a non-conceptual space, which is essentially peaceful and
Hmm.
essentially what we would call in Hebrew ahava, which is love.
Mm.
It's a field of love, which has got no opposite. It's not, I love you today, hate you tomorrow. It's love,
Yeah.
universal love.
Yeah.
It's it- if people don't, some people don't like the word love, or they have different ideas around what love means. But we're talking about consciousness,
Yeah.
heightened state of sustained consciousness.
Okay, so we're going to be teaching everyone and giving opportunities to be in the Garden of Eden, to step into the tree of life, and to step in the tree of knowledge, gnosis,
Exactly.
and to be clearing, through this energetic exercises we're going to be doing with the tree of life, to clear the old distorted thought forms that keep us trapped. And what I
Exactly.
love about what we do, even though it's online, and there's some things that we don't like about being online, but it gives us the opportunity to create a virtual temple space. And when we're
Yes.
all together doing these kinds of spiritual exercises, it really does create an exquisite temple space where we can come into coherent fields. And this is the
Yeah.
aim of what we want with this 10-week series.
Exactly. And then, it's to encourage everyone to then take these techniques into their daily life
Yeah.
practice, and to be with nature, to be with companions, whether human or animal, etc., plant. So it's really a celebration of being alive, and the
Mm,
techniques that we will be sharing are designed to be taken into the everyday world, into everyday life.
I love that. I also love the whole image of the Garden of Eden and being in deep communion through DNA, through love, through the heart, uh, through these practices, and actually feeling connected to nature and to the cosmos and to
Yeah.
everything that is being alive. And
Yes.
yeah, anyway, that
Literally, yeah, it's literally pulling back the veil to reveal Eden. You don't have to go anywhere to leave your body or
yeah.
any of those things. It is about going deeper and deeper into the metabolism of the miracle of the body
Mm,
and the miracle of created visual sensual life, which is
yeah.
we're immersed in.
Well, this is the thing. I feel like the secret is hidden in plain sight. That
It is.
Garden of Eden is inside the body, inside the heart. And then when we meet people who are willing to meet us there, we
Yeah.
can have this amazing communion with life. And it's really challenging right now because there's a lot of energy out there. There's a lot of things happening that don't look like the Garden of Eden at all. And what we don't realize is
Yeah.
that we create the Garden of Eden inside of ourselves. And with these overlays of sin and guilt and you're bad, and it traps us so that our frequency falls to a very low level, and then we're vulnerable to even more to these negative thought forms that are being bombarded in our field all the time.
This is very well put, yeah, which is what they're designed to do. They're designed to disempower us. And
Right.
so if we can be brought down into a low frequency, so to speak, then we will be trapped there.
Hmm.
We don't see any way out, or we see the world going to hell in a handcart, or whatever
Yeah.
expressions we want to use. So, what you've said is really important. It's the realization that Eden is not a separate place. It's not somewhere we're going to in the future. It is here now. It
Hmm.
is the essence carried of creativity and beauty carried within every creature that we share life with. I'm talking about creative creatures
Hmm.
in that sense of part of the creative unfoldment of life, which is different from, the ugliness that gets brought into the world or the destructiveness that gets brought into the world, deliberate um, destruction and
Mm.
negativity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like getting into these teachings is one of the most powerful acts of activism that we can do these days because the best chance we have of creating the better world that we want is to start from inside of ourselves and to cleanse and clear all of the negative thought forms that we carry in our system so that we can create coherent fields individually, together, with the communion with nature. And
Yes.
this is, I think, the greatest act of activism that we can do these days to counter what's happening in the world because a lot of people feel helpless and hopeless, and we are the creators of the universe. We're the co-creators. We're the ones imagining the new world. So we,
Yeah.
we can't let ourselves get fall into those lower frequencies right now. We really have to keep up our frequencies. And I just want to say too that this is what we're going to be doing in each session together in each of these 10 weeks that will be looking at how we were wounded by these distorted teachings. Then I'm going to do a meditation to clear and it really
Yes.
help people clear. And then you're going to be giving us the Hebrew translations, which are just an amazing revelation of your fabulous poetry.
Well, the Hebrew carries, it's a very abstract language. It's been misused, let's put it that way, but the essence of the teaching is still there, preserved in plain sight in these texts.
Hmm.
And it is really all of the instructions that we have been given are there to enable us to navigate ourselves through visual reality, which is multidimensional. We have a three-dimensional body, yes, but that three-dimensional body contains within it the gate or the kingdom of Hashemayim, which is the heavenly universe. The spiritual universe is within us. It's within us now. It's accessible to us now. And Gan Eden is the visual, multi-dimensional universes that flow out of spirit, and they're flowing through us as we speak, as
Mm.
people are listening to this. It's not separate from the essence of who you are or what you are. It is here now, all of it. And
So,
this is the return
yeah.
back to this essence of knowing non-conceptually that we are expressions of the divine creation.
Mm. So, just to wrap up, we're really going to be tackling the notion that these distorted teachings are designed to move us away from our co-creative divine capacities. And we're
Yes,
we're saying, you know what? We're reclaiming our birthright to stand in the tree of life and to have all of our DNA awakened so that we can create these coherent fields of love and create this better world. And, I feel like we're really going to help people step back into their flow, step back into their inner peace and happiness,
yes,
and give some really, really clear direction for some spiritual practices that are going to help us through this time.
absolutely. And the importance of having a spiritual community, knowing that it's here now, knowing that there are many people um, awakening at this time and joining with the rest of creation in the creative sense.
Mm,
This is the future, which is here now. It's waiting for us, so to speak. I don't
yeah.
mean that in a, it's not a time-bound thing, but it's waiting for us to rise up to
Mm,
meet it in consciousness.
I love that. Well, our invitation to all of you listening is to join us. We start February 11th. It's going to be the beginning of it's a 10-week series, and then of course we'll carry on after that. So we really invite you to join us. Steve and I believe that this is a really important way for us to come back into coherence with ourselves and to enjoy the beautiful teachings that are revealed to us in these beautiful in the Torah, in the beautiful Bible, when you know how to read it and you understand like the gifts that were actually being given through these texts. So I want to
Yes.
thank you, Steve, for all the work you've done as a scholar. I have benefited so much from it, and I know that everyone joining us will create a beautiful temple space with us. So,
Yeah, well, likewise, thank you for all your wonderful work and teaching. So it's a pleasure to work with you.
yeah, great. So we invite you all to join us, and may you be well.